Hello, Jay.
Hey, how are you?
I am so awesome, and I'm so excited to have you here today. Thank you so much for joining me.
I'm so excited to be here. It's great, the power of the internet. I'm traveling right now. I'm at an Airbnb, but that's the power wherever you're at.
Yeah.
You can communicate, you can do business. As a matter of fact, I was doing the edits of my new book that's coming up this morning. And in one of the chapters, I was, as we were talking about the power of a woman from the perspective of real men, I was talking about how it's like the economy equalizer, the internet, because no matter where you're at, no matter what your race, your gender, your creed, you can sit down just like you're sitting right there in your spot. I'm in my spot, but we're together right here, right now.
We are. Oh my God, so cool. So, hey, listen, I have to acknowledge the amazing Joe Ingram who introduced me to you. I'm so grateful he thought enough to connect us. And I'm grateful for you being here on Michelle's Conversations That Matter to talk about something that I think is really important and that is going to add value to people. Because I've always been fascinated by this topic of reprogramming our subconscious mind. And you actually have a tool to share that. So I am so excited. So before we dive in and talk about this, could you just let the audience know, Jay, who you are, where you live, and what you do for a living?
Yes, I live right outside of Las Vegas, Nevada. I was born in Kentucky. Grew up on a hog farm. My granddad raised us, really, really humble beginnings. But they always spoke positivity and power into me, even though we were poor. Got an opportunity to play sports in schools. When my parents divorced, my dad moved to Florida. I finished my high school there. Got a scholarship to go to Central Florida Junior College, played 2 years there, was offered a full ride scholarship for my last 2 years at the University of Miami. At the same time, I got drafted by the San Diego Padres in 1988. I'm dating myself a little bit. So 1988, I got drafted. They said, hey, do you want to go to school 2 more years? Or do you want to take this money and start playing this game you love? And I said, I'm tired of eating spaghetti 45 different ways. Give me the money. And I figured I'd always go back and go get my schooling if I needed it. Well, didn't ever need to go back. Had a good career playing professional baseball. Got cut short by an injury in 1995. So I got 6 years in. And after that, I just took what I learned in becoming a professional athlete, the discipline. I just put that into the business world. And it really worked out great for me for the last 2.5 decades.
Freaking amazing. Amazing. You have been coined as the master trainer.
Yeah.
What does that mean? And how did you earn that title of master trainer?
I literally was talking late last night with some friends about this. I literally am passionate about watching people grow. As I watched and looked back at my childhood and saw the programming that took place. And then I got introduced to a book called Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill in 1995, right after I got injured. That has a chapter in it called auto-suggestion, which means you can automatically suggest things to yourself each and every day. And that repetition will begin to reprogram your thoughts. So a lot of the things that I had was traumatic that could have held me back. I started to utilize auto-suggestion to train myself to be self-reliant, to be in self-control, to literally conquer myself. And so as I became stronger, I was like, well, man, let's pour this in other people. And I started watching them become stronger. You see, Michelle, if a person can just understand and they know what to do, so help them understand and then show them something to do, they'll go for it. And most people are just not confident because we weren't raised to be confident. We were born to win and then programmed to lose. How do we know that? How many people do we know?
Right. That is a pearl. Can you say that again? We were born to win and
programmed. Born to win, and then we were programmed to lose. And I say that because when you came out of your daddy's loins and you started heading to your mama's egg, you were literally focused and you competed against millions of other beings and you beat them. And so that energy of you going from your dad all the way into your mother's egg. I want you to think about it. I know it's a little bit like maybe graphic, but people need to go there and think about the penetration point of you going, I'm here, I'm going in. And so that relentlessness of not being focused on all the distractions around you, you went in. Yeah. And so once I saw people were able, I helped people to tap back into that initial impact point of going in, and all of a sudden, all these things around you that you really want start to come true. There's no way I could have done what I've done unless this works. Right. I grew up on a hog farm. So I came from the stink, the filth, to being able to travel the world doing whatever I want to do. It's been phenomenal. So people started calling me that because I pour it. I give my guts. What I'm most passionate about is helping other people become stronger.
I love that. I love that. Who's your ideal client? Who do you love working with?
Well, anybody, if I ask them, I say, do you have complete confidence? Do you have everything you want in your life? And almost everybody will say no.
No.
And I'll say, well, why don't you have everything you want? And some people go, oh, they just keep it general. Then I'll get specific. Are you living in the house you really want to live in? Is that your dream house? Let's go back to when you were in the schoolyard playing as a kid, when you were kicking around as a sand. Did you say, hey, when I grow up, I want to live in a 2-bedroom apartment with roommates? And they go, no. They laugh. We always cut up and laugh. I said, what kind of house are you going to have? Oh, I want to have a mansion. What kind of car are you going to have? Exotic car. Were you going to help people out? Oh, I want to have, what about mom and dad? Oh, they're taken care of. I got this. So we got this big dream space when we're in the sand yard, in the play yards. And then all of a sudden we get out into what's called reality, and it goes away. So I just believe you can break through that reality.
Right. Right. You don't have to be resigned to it. I love that. I think we forget to dream like little kids, don't you? Like when we were little kids, like you just said, like we had like the sky was the limit, and something happens and life shows up and barriers get put in front of us and we stop dreaming.
Yes.
Talk to us about confidence tones. You have an amazing tool that you now you have, and you shared it with me. And I have to confess, I tried it last night before I went to bed. I really, really liked it. So tell everyone about confidence tones, will you?
Well, this is like my ultimate passion right now because of what I learned. Plato, the great philosopher, said, give me a child until they are 7, and then I will show you the man or the woman. So think about that. He said, just give me a child. Let me spend time with them from 0 to 7. And then the adult that they're going to be will have been mapped before they're 7. And so when I heard that, I was like, what is he talking about? So I started studying about what goes on. And so from 0 to 2, your brain is in what's called a delta state. So like when you're in a deep sleep, you can't remember that you were even sleeping. That's delta. When you from 2 to 7, your brain elevates into what's called a theta state. And that's kind of like a trance, kind of hypnotic-y state. Well, what's unique about theta is that that's where you can absorb and learn just tons of information. That's why my son, who's like 5.5 years old, he's about to turn 6. He's completely bilingual. So he can, my wife is from Colombia. So she speaks Spanish to him all day. I speak English. And he can go in between languages like it's nothing. Why? Because he's in a hypnotic state.
Yeah.
Like if I asked you, if I said Michelle or any one of our viewers, if I said, tell me, what were you eating when you were 1 year old on May the 12th? They would go, what are you talking about? Or something significant happened when you were 1 or when you were 2 or when you were 3. Most people can't remember. Why? You were in a hypnotic state. Mm-hmm. And so what sound frequency, what's called brainwave entrainment, does through binaural tones, solfeggio tones, and isochronic tones, what they do is they help to remap the brain. There's just billions of neurons going on in the brain. And the brain, it's about 3 pounds, but it controls everything in your world. You have a conscious mind, a subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is where every one of your emotions is. It's where your immune system is. It's what's running your whole life. And so what's running you is a program that was mapped on you without your consent. We didn't have any choice who we were born to and what environment there was. From 0 to 7, scientists are proving that you are running off of that mapping. So if you went through any trauma or insecurities or fears, that's what's running you now.
Right.
And so brainwave entrainment, all you do is stick on some headphones. It's very simple. You spend 10, maybe 30 minutes a day, and you start, and there's certain program frequencies. It's like a radio station. It's no different. You just turn the frequency to what frequency do you need. So there's a fear frequency. Then there's a no fear frequency. There is a high self-esteem frequency. There's a low self-esteem frequency. And so, check this out. There's an anxiety frequency and a non-anxiety. There's a stress frequency and an anti-stress frequency. There's a confidence frequency. So the reason I call it confidence tones is because every one of these frequencies that we put out are put in place to raise the vibration, start introducing nice tones to your brain, and we add beautiful music, so it's very pleasant. You don't really know what's going on. You're just chilling. And the next thing you know, if you do that several days, you'll start to notice, for most people, I feel better. I feel more confident. I feel like better outlook. I got less stress. I feel happier. So it's really cool.
That's so awesome. I only did it once. I did it last night before I fell asleep, and I woke up this morning feeling pretty good. I mean, it was the first one, but like, I really want to do it and like, you see the impact that it has on me. What are you hearing from your from clients who are taking it on? Like, I would love to hear sort of what the results have been.
Well, the first set of tones, we call it foundation tones. Now, I created foundation tones specifically for me. And I knew if they worked on me, they would work for pretty much everybody that's been through some type of trauma, which is most people.
Right.
When I was 7 years of age, my dad shot himself. And he lived through it. And I was close by.
Wow.
How traumatic was that for this? Just imagine little 7-year-old Jay. I was like, this just rocked my world.
Wow.
Well, he lived through it. A year later, my mom, because she was so freaked out, and my dad did it so my mom wouldn't leave him.
Oh, wow.
So a year later, my mom, she writes a note on the table. She takes my 4-year-old sister. So I'm 8 at the time. And my 4-year-old sister, she takes her and they're gone. And she disappeared. So she was just afraid. I mean, can you really blame her? Because my dad was crazy enough to shoot himself. So but it did create abandonment in me. So trauma, abandonment, all these were happening in those 6, 7, 8 years of age. And I saw kind of fights, and they were always ripping furniture up in the house when I was younger. So I was like, are there tones to help restore that trauma? And I found, through my experts working with me and our sound experts and engineers, we found the tones. So it's a 3-phase system. There's a deep restore to go back and deal with emotional trauma. And then there's what I call entering. Okay, you start to feel better from the trauma. Now you feel like, okay, I'm ready to go in. So now we got to kind of scrape off any excess residue. And then there's called elevate, to where now I'm ready to go walk into confidence. I'm ready to have the things I really want. It's a 21-day program. Each module is 7 days. 11 minutes is all it takes per day, once or twice a day.
It's so easy.
Yeah. And so I did it for me. Now, for me, I held some deep resentment to my dad for shooting himself and my mom for leaving me. Once I went through the tones, that feeling went away. I'm telling you, it's like a miracle. I was like, so I was able to have a conversation with my dad and say, Dad, why did you want to leave me? First time I'd ever talked to him about it in like 4+ decades. So Dad, why'd you want to leave me when you shot yourself? He just put his head down. And he goes, son, I was just young and stupid trying to impress your mother. And I said, Dad, I just want to let you know, I forgive you. And I really understand how you were feeling at that time. And he was like, he gave me the biggest hug. And I went to my mom. I said, Mom, I could only imagine what that felt like. And so it moved me to a state of empathy.
Wow.
When you operate from a state of empathy, not sympathy, empathy, deep understanding. When you operate with that, you feel empowered.
Sure.
You feel confident. You feel like you got yourself together. So that took that away. Then I started sharing with other people, and they were like, man. And you hear people say, man, I was crying my eyes out. I didn't know why I was crying, but I just didn't stop, because we tell you, don't stop. Because it's going to dig it up and it's going to help you.
Okay.
So people are saying they're sleeping, because we went after the foundation. We have slumber tones, which will help you sleep. We have deep sleep systems that deal with different things, from tinnitus to body pain to, deep sleep deprivation to stress. Then we have 8D tones, which they work all the way around your brain. You'll feel like somebody's going in circles with beautiful tones and music going around to really drive it home. And we use isochronics for that. And those are booster tones. So if you're fasted on the go, there's only 10 minutes to slap those on. So if you need some more energy, you put them on.
Wow. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I totally cheated. I should follow the plan. I grabbed the slumber tones because I was like, I'm going to sleep, but like, I want to try all of it. It's such a small amount of time, like 10 minutes every day. Like, really?
Yeah.
Wow. That's amazing. That's amazing.
So, people go to the gym. This is like the gym for your brain, except you're not going to be sweating. You're not going to feel exhausted. You're going to feel refreshed, or you're going to feel like it's time to deal. So here's what happens with the subconscious mind. 3% of your brain is run by your conscious mind. 97% is run by your subconscious. The subconscious number one job is to keep you alive. Now watch this. Not to make you happy, just to make sure you stay alive. So if you had trauma from 0 to 7 and then was compounded from 7 till, say, you became an adult, what the subconscious is purpose is to just keep you alive, which means if you will shut down from the trauma, it will make sure that you are able to just cope. But what happens is periodically it sees that you might be feeling a little bit stronger, so it will reintroduce the situation to you for resolution. And if you don't deal with it, if it finds that you're not going to deal with it, which is almost every person, they don't want to deal with it, it then takes it and suppresses it. But every time it suppresses it, it's like putting a rock in a bag.
Yeah.
And it puts more rocks in the bag. And so when you see somebody eventually kill themselves, what's more than likely happened is it kept reintroducing for resolution. They didn't get it resolved. And so the rocks became too heavy.
Yeah.
And so we don't want people to go to that lift. I was there. I was suicidal at one time because I didn't deal with it. Right. Then I learned there was modules like these tones to be able to deal with it.
Right.
And I'm telling you, I hear everything from I got more energy, I'm sleeping better, to my relationship with my spouse is better. My relationship with my kid, my son, he'll go, Dad, I want my tones. If he can't sleep good, he's like almost 6 years old. He goes, Dad, can I have my tones?
That's awesome. That's so awesome. I love it. And I love, I have often had people on my show talking about all different types of approaches to help themselves heal. And I think that this is such a valuable tool that people need to consider, because everyone's fighting their own battle. Everyone's dealing with some type of past trauma experience that really has them stuck. So I love that this is an option. People need to evaluate and see if it can help them. I love that. I love that. Can I ask you a personal question?
Sure.
Just a little personal. What is it, Jay, that drives you to want to help people? What is it? Is it the 7-year-old Jay that saw his father in suffering? Like, where does that come from that you are so committed to helping people?
Well, my best friend in Florida in high school, he committed suicide. He did so after graduating high school. He then went to Florida State, got his bachelor's degree. Then he got his master's degree. Then he returned back home and became a teacher and a coach at the new high school that opened up in our hometown in Florida. And I remember being home in the off season, working out, before I was about to go. I had just signed with the Colorado Rockies that off season. It was 1993. And we go hang out all the time, have a great time, just like the fellas do, young fellas out having a great time. One night he didn't want to go out. And I was like, well, that's odd. I mean, we always going out. And he's like, no, I'm good, guys. I'm good. So he didn't go out with us that night. Next morning, I got up, and I'd always work out in the morning. I'd go up to the baseball field, my old high school baseball field, and I'm up there hitting. And then I saw my old high school coach walking down the sidewalk. And I'm like, he's never really out there that much when I'm out working early in the morning. And he waves me over the fence, and I come over, and I run over, and I go, hey, what's up? He goes, hey, Jerry just killed himself. I said, what? And it just devastated me and all of our friends. And he left us this note. And you could see as he went in the garage, he put a big blanket over his head, turned the car on, and then got a pool hose pipe and just took the carbon, whatever, carbon monoxide or whatever it is. And just, as he was killing himself, he was writing a note. And he was saying, I'm so sorry. And guess what he said, Michelle? He said, I just can't get over what went on with me and my mother when I was young. And then you see tears just smearing the ink. And I was like, golly, he couldn't get over it. I understood it. Like, what happened with my dad? So I was cleaning in the off season, didn't have much money. You're working your way through the leagues. And so I was cleaning these buildings for my dad. My dad had a cleaning service. One night is 11 o'clock. I was cleaning an HR building. It was like 115 offices. I go in and vacuum every office. I went in, I started to vacuum. I opened this door. I kid you not, Michelle. I look on the floor. There's a newspaper and it's folded open with the obituary column. And there's my friend's face. Me in that office, 11 o'clock at night, nobody else. And there's my friend in the obituary column. And I looked down and I stared at it. I said, Jerry, my gosh. And then I opened my eyes back up. I said, Jerry, I'm not going out like that. I said, if I'm going out, I'm going all out. And from that point in 1993, I've been going all out because I was there, I understood where he was at mentally. Like over 40% of the USA has mental health challenges and nobody's really dealing with it.
Right.
And so I was there. And so my thing was, let's just go out. Like stop being afraid, just give it everything I got. And just with that, I was able to have a lot of success, even though I still had these crazy emotions. I was going out. Now that I found a solution, I believe it's the solution. That's me. This is my opinion.
Yeah.
Not only am I going all out, I'm going to the next level, maximizing this. We are building out a world phenomenal app. So Confidence Tones will go inside the app. The cool part about Confidence Tones, anybody that buys Confidence Tones now, number one, we give a complete 30-day money-back guarantee. That's how confident we are in the tones. You buy them and try them for 30 days, you don't like them, just give them your money back. No questions asked. We've yet to have anybody say, hey, let me get that. I don't like them. Nobody. So we do that. But the bigger app is being built now, which will be out in about 8 to 9 weeks, which will compete with some of the largest apps in the world, completely sophisticated. So anybody that has Confidence Tones, we're going to give them a certain period of time free on the app. It'll just be they'll just be simultaneously moved into the larger app that they'll have.
Awesome. I didn't have a chance to put in the ticker. How do people access Confidence Tones?
Simple. ConfidenceTones.com. That's simple. ConfidenceTones.com. And it's cool because there's a new video that we put up. Everybody needs to check out the new video. Let me find out where the new video is at. ConfidenceTones.com.
I think I saw it. It was really powerful. Powerful.
It's a longer video, but it really breaks it down. So if matter of fact, I'll send that link over to you to share with your list and people can check it out. It's a 54-minute complete dialogue on this is how this works to help you get it.
I love it. I think we all need all the tools we can get and to be exposed to all these different options to help us. As we slowly start to wrap up, do you have any final thoughts or I don't know, words of encouragement? Because there are a lot of people that, especially during the pandemic, are struggling, and you have personally experienced a loss or two of your own. Any words of wisdom or advice that you might have for people?
You know, we a lot of people going through it. You know, I had to make a decision on how I was going to address. You know, I went through some of the hardest personal difficulties in the past year. You know, starting from January last year, I've been going through hard stuff, but that's life. Life is going to life on you. I call it life is always lifing. How you adapt, how you overcome is the key, how you address it. So there's tools that are available. So like Michelle, she has tools like yourself. I know you got incredible programs. You help a lot of people out. People need to be able to find the tools. There's tools there. I've got tools. Michelle has tools. There's a lot of great people out there that they have things to help you. Like confidence tones is just one of the tools. I've got supportive tools, you know, that are audio series. You know, I've got something called Confidence Base Camp, to where I go and break down the entire subconscious mind. So you know, this is something that you can do. You can get access. So what I did was I just said, I'm gonna put all my energy into the solution. And I'm gonna, and while there's so much craziness going on, there's also so much opportunity. The people that are the strongest now are going to win in all kind of aspects of their life. Like through the craziest time of my life, my marriage has got stronger. My relationship with my child's got better. My relationship with friends. I met you. You know, I keep meeting all these phenomenal people because I'm submitting to the possibilities, not the circumstance.
Ooh,
so I stay
that's good.
I
That's
want
so
everybody-
good.
Yeah.
The possibility versus the circumstance. I totally agree with you. I feel like this could be such a golden opportunity for people to thrive beyond their wildest dreams.
Yes. I mean, and again, I'll tell everybody that's watching us what I tell my son every day, especially before he goes to bed. You are powerful. You are wonderful. You are mighty. You are magnificent. You are awesome. You are strong. You are fast. You can do anything. You can be anything. I said it to my son every day, and I watch his posture.
That's awesome.
Just do like and I know. See, he's under 7, so I'm putting that in his brain.
You're
I'm
like,
mapping.
I love it. Oh my God, that's going to be a powerful young man. That's awesome.
Yeah, and guess what? That's what confidence tones is all about. It's all coded with every one of those words I said. I promise you that if you utilize some of these tools and people that have the right intent, you're going to be able to go crazy with all your hopes and dreams. I want everybody to have them. Hey, we're all going to die one day. How many people we helped, to me, is going to determine the fulfillment of our life. That's me.
Yes. Oh my goodness. That is so how I feel. Oh my goodness. That's so perfect. Well said. So if people want to follow you, because you're up to beyond this confidence tones in the app, you're up to other things. So how do people follow you, stay in touch with you if they want to keep an eye on your work?
Go to jnolandmastery.com. jnolandmastery.com. You can follow me on Instagram at jnolandnow on Instagram. Same thing on TikTok. You can catch me at jnolandnow. I drop nuggets every day on TikTok, every single day.
Wow.
Yeah, most people are dancing. I'll dance like every now and then, but every day, like when I get off here with you, I'm gonna take my phone. I'm gonna drop some 1 minute of wisdom every day. I put it on TikTok. Jay Noland now. So those are some ways. But Jay Noland Mastery, you can go get the base camp. You can get access to the book. Hey, listen, ladies, I've got a power book coming out called The Power of a Woman from the Perspective of Real Men. It launches this month around the 19th. You can get on the pre-list at powerofawomanbook.com. And everybody is in there is going to be also entered into a major raffle for probably $5,000 worth of products and services that we're going to give to somebody. But we're doing a 3-day.
That book I have to get. And what's it? Give us a sneak peek into it. What are you covering in there? I mean, it already sounds fascinating, but why does every woman need to read the book?
Because you'd be shocked at most women go through some type of physical, or emotional abuse in their life. Almost every woman you're looking at, almost every one. And it's staggering the amount of women that have been sexually abused. It's staggering. The sex trafficking is staggering. Well, my grandmother, Ida Mae Noland, raised me. That strong woman. When my dad shot himself, my mom left. That strong woman swept in there. She had me. She held me until I could figure out how my way would be in this world. When I got in business, 3 powerhouse women took me under their wing and trained me on how business works. Oh, man. And they said, hey, this is how women think. And if you really understand how women think, you'll understand how to be able to deal better with men, believe it or not. That's what they told me. I was like, okay. So they trained me. So this book is about bridging that gap, empowering women. Let's call it what it is. Let's stop sweeping this under the rug like women don't go through less than and are not disadvantaged. Guess what? Let's go ahead and stop sweeping it on the rug. Let's put it out on Front Street. I bring statistics out. I'm very blatant about it. And then I bring all the solutions out. And then I give examples of different women that I have been trained by and different women that I have trained that are some of the most powerful women in the world. One of my students was now ranked number 6 most influential women in the world by Oprah Winfrey. When I met her, she was a single mother, 3 kids, went through a bad divorce, didn't have anything. And I told her what I'm telling everybody in this book. She used it. Now she's financially free. She's impacted all around the world. And what I did with her and others are in that book. So sorry.
That's okay. That's amazing. I can't wait. I can't wait to get it. That's awesome.
Yes,
love it.
Man.
Love
so
it.
This has been so great to share this time with you. It's organic. As you tell, I'm out on the road. I'm actually over here doing things now in preparation. On March 8th, 9th, and 10th, Tina D. Lewis is hosting a 3-day, so 24-hour day, women's empowerment conference on Clubhouse and on Zoom at the same time. Awesome. It's being sponsored by the Los Angeles Tribune, the CEO, Mr. Mo Rock. I'm actually meeting with him in 2 hours while I'm in LA because we were putting a collaboration together, and I'm bringing my company in to bring support, and I'll be one of the speakers on this 3 days. So if you follow me on Clubhouse, which is Jay Noland, JayNoland, you'll be able to get information about that. We'll also post that on jaynolandmastery.com as well, and my Instagram. So I'd love to be able to have you speak. I'd love to be able to have you come on and say a few words.
I love it. Are you kidding? I'm a yes, always.
Okay. All right.
Absolutely.
So I'm holding. Y'all heard her, Michelle. I'm holding. We're going 72 straight hours.
Oh, that's great. That's great. I just won't sleep. It's perfect.
Yeah. I mean, everybody can sleep, wake back up, tag, you're it, But we want to create a movement. What is this? It's International Women's Month, right?
I know. Yeah. And there are so many people doing great things in that space. I love it. And I love that you care about it and you're doing something about it and you have a book about it. It's so, I love it. Thank you so much for what you're doing in the world. I mean, and
then my wife and my executive assistant are coordinating. We're going to have a Women's Empowerment Week. I think it's the 15th through the 19th. And all that stuff we're going to post on Jay Noland Mastery. And, we're going to bring on different powerhouse women to speak. And if we just empower the ones that have been put down, empower them. Yeah. Then you level the playing field and then there's peace.
Yes.
Trying to suppress somebody, whether it be gender, whether it be race, it's just stupid because there's not safety there. If you want your neighborhood safe, then go push for equality.
Yeah.
If you want the world safer, push for equality. Be all about that. And that's what we're about.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Jay. I mean, what you're up to is incredible. Thank you for sharing all that you shared. And thank you for joining me on my show, Michelle's Conversations That Matter. I'm so grateful for your time today.
And I saw a little doggy in the background. I love dogs too.
It's one. I have 3. Just one. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day, my friend.
All right. Thank you so much. Appreciate everybody.